phenomenon of overnight fame for unknown group due to a hit song is nothing new to fans of K-pop. However, there are certain songs that unexpectedly become popular again after several months or even years after their initial release, causing less popular groups to rise to fame. Have you heard of any of these groups? Join us as we take a look at this list of Nugu groups rising all of a sudden. 50/50 became famous for the sweet song Cupid. 50/50 is a rookie music group that debuted in November 2022, but they were completely unknown, and even with extensive promotion on digital music platforms, they did not receive much attention. It wasn't until the catchy chorus and sweet love message of their song Cupid became a popular sound on TikTok that fans started to pay more attention to 50/50. Not only did the name of 50/50 spread throughout Korea, but they also penetrated into the Asian market and even the North American market, becoming one of the most talked about music groups today. 50/50 didn't come from one of the major entertainment companies in Korea. Instead of immediately making waves with record-breaking achievements or a debut music video with hundreds of millions of views, they were even ignored in the domestic market. However, 50/50 knew how to use the power of social media to take small steps and create a big impact. When Cupid was first released, 50/50 didn't even make the top 1,000 on Malon's daily chart. Their rankings on other digital platforms were also not very promising. Genie number 150, Bugs number 10, Vibe number 74. Their album sales were also not impressive, selling only over 10,000 copies in more than 1 month. However, thanks to the power of TikTok, everyone was surprised by the viral success of Cupid, which brought the new female rookie group to a shining debut on the notoriously competitive US Billboard Hot 100 chart. Even the Korean music industry professionals had to acknowledge Cupid as a miracle of the small music group. At the end of March 2023, 50/50 made their debut on the Billboard Hot 100 at number 100, becoming the 6th K-pop group to achieve this prestigious ranking in just 130 days since their debut. Although they have already become one of the top entertainment forces in Asia, K-pop only recognizes 5 groups that have had songs chart on the Billboard Hot 100 the fastest, including Wonder Girls, BTS, Blackpink, Twice, and New Jeans. What's noteworthy is that 50/50 with Cupid not only surpassed K-pop's formidable newcomer New Jeans, but also outperformed their famous seniors like Jimin and Jisoo. While both global stars dropped in the Billboard rankings, 50/50 was the only K-pop group to move up the chart. After 3 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100, Cupid climbed down from 100 to 85, surprising fans who are now expecting big things from 50/50's future. Infinite avoided disbandment thanks to Be Mine. In June 2010, Infinite debuted with 7 members under the management of Woollim Entertainment. Their first debut MV, Come Come Again, had a catchy tune and impressive dance moves, but it did not leave a lasting impression on fans. Struggling in the K-pop industry for nearly a year, Infinite faced the risk of disbandment due to their company's potential bankruptcy. At that time, CEO Woollim decided to take a gamble on the group's upcoming album. If it received a good response, it could save the company, otherwise it would be Infinite's final musical release. To finance the production and promotion of Over the Top, the CEO even had to sell his own house. Not disappointing the CEO's expectations and care, the album's lead single Be Mine became a hit. The unique melodies, synchronized dance moves, and excellent vocals of the members created a perfect song that helped the group win their first music show trophy on M Countdown. Moreover, Be Mine also contributed to Infinite's career breakthrough and their first revenue. Following the success of Be Mine, Infinite continued to achieve success with other songs, held successful concerts and tours both domestically and internationally, gradually becoming a talented second idol group in the Korean entertainment industry. After more than a decade, Infinite still can't help but feel emotional when talking about the hardships in the past. The group once went to a CD store in Gangnam District, but it was not easy to convince the owner to play their music, as at that time they were just an unknown small group. Or When they were trainees, Infinite lived together with the company's CEO in a small house without a gate where anyone outside could see everything inside just by opening the door. Fortunately, now not only have they escaped from the danger of disbandment thanks to Be Mine, but each member of Infinite has also achieved certain success in the harsh K-pop market. Billlie rose to fame with Ginga Mingayo. Billlie debuted in November 2021 under Mystic Story, a subsidiary of SM Entertainment, with 6 original members and 1 member who joined later. Notably, Billlie brought together talented members of the Korean entertainment industry, including a music competition runner-up and a previous solo artist. All members had their own fan bases prior to debuting as Billlie members. However, despite high expectations, Billlie didn't make much of a splash on the music charts in Korea before the release of Ginga Mingayo. With its cheerful melody and playful lyrics about the wonders of life, Ginga Mingayo received positive responses upon its release. The group's music video quickly reached 1 million views within a few days and has continued to climb, currently with over 30 million views. Additionally, Ginga Mingayo made it to the top 5 songs of the first half of 2022 as voted by Time magazine and the top 11 K-pop songs of 2022 as announced by Billboard. These notable achievements are not easily attained by most rookie groups in just their first year. Ginga Mingayo went viral on music charts and helped bring Billie's name closer to music lovers. Tuki's fan cam during the performance of Ginga Mingayo also spread like wildfire, propelling the female idol's popularity worldwide. Thanks to the success of Ginga Mingayo, Billie's next mini-album was also well received by many fans. The group also has plans to expand into the Japanese market now that they have gained such a strong reputation. In May, the group will release a Japanese version of Ginga Mingayo, which is seen as the first step for the 7 Billlie members to break into the Japanese music industry and advance further in their singing career. Brave Girls resurrected thanks to Rollin'. In early June 2021, Melon, Korea's leading music streaming platform, announced the chart of the most listened to songs in May. It was a surprise that the song Rollin' by Brave Girls once again topped the chart, extending the group's unbeaten record on Melon for 3 consecutive months. With this achievement, Brave Girls set a new record in K-pop at that time. It was known that even the national girl groups Wonder Girls and Girls' Generation or SNSD only held the first place for 2 consecutive months on Melon. Therefore, from an unknown group on the brink of disbandment, Brave Girls excellently surpassed the 2 most famous groups in the Korean entertainment industry to become the most talked about and most listened to group for 3 consecutive months. What made fans go wild was that Rollin' was released in 2017, but it wasn't until 4 years later in February that it gained widespread popularity and swept the music charts in Korea. This late-blooming success was beyond unexpected, and both fans and Brave Girls management were thrilled and shocked. It's not an overstatement to say that Rollin' was the savior of Brave Girls when the group was on the verge of disbandment due to ineffective activities for many years. Brave Girls debuted in 2011 and underwent several member changes. Despite their hard work over nearly a decade, the group had not left a significant impression on music fans. It wasn't until Rollin' became a hit that Brave Girls finally received a warm welcome after 10 years of anonymity. In the program The Demonstration Museum, member Yoo Jung couldn't help but be emotional when talking about the difficulties the group faced before becoming known through Rollin'. "Before we became famous, I always felt guilty towards our company. Everyone had to help the group release new albums even though we didn't bring any financial benefits. I felt guilty because the company didn't make any financial profit from the Brave Girls but still had to invest in us." Yoo Jung also expressed her gratitude and apology towards Brave Brothers, the CEO of the company. "There were days when we didn't have any money to pay for our living expenses, so we went to see the CEO. He asked us how much money we needed, and since then he always gave us his own pocket money. To pay for their daily expenses, the members of the group had to take part-time jobs. Yuna, for example, learned to be a bartender to earn extra income. They also performed at any event they could, such as at military bases or on the streets." With their current popularity, Brave Girls has received dozens of advertisements advertising contracts in various fields. Yoo-jung said the group has paid off all their debts from the past 5 years in just a few months of advertising and performing. Brave Girls will continue to work hard, and the group is preparing for a comeback in June and is determined to meet everyone's expectations. From Nugu K-pop groups, even those thought to be on the brink of disbandment, Brave Girls, Infinite, 50/50, and Billlie have all had remarkable resurrections with viral songs on the internet, gradually conquering the fiercely competitive K-pop market. Which group's revival impressed you the most? Leave a comment for us to know.